Are you moving to Woodstock, Ontario? Or maybe just curious about managing your utilities better? Stay tuned as we dive into everything you need to know about electricity, water, gas, and more here in Woodstock. Welcome back to Living in Woodstock. If you want to learn everything there is to know about living in Woodstock, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell to make sure you don't miss any of our videos. Today we're breaking down the essentials of Woodstock's utilities. Whether you're a longtime resident or new to the area, this guide will help you understand the costs, the providers, and services you're going to need to keep your home running smoothly. In Woodstock, like most places, you'll need to manage key utilities such as electricity, gas, water and sewer, as well as other things like waste collection. Getting a handle on these utilities is crucial for your budget, and if you stick around to the end, I've got a few pro tips to help you save on those costs. If you're considering buying a home in Woodstock and wondering how these utilities fit into your overall budget, I'd love to help. Click the link in the description to book a meeting with me, and we'll discuss your specific needs to help you make an informed decision. So what can you expect to pay each month here in Woodstock? Of course, costs are going to vary depending on your lifestyle, household size, and habits. But I do want to share what we're seeing here in Woodstock. Also, managing a couple of properties here in Southwestern Ontario, I have a decent idea of what the average costs are in this area. So of course, the changing of seasons here in Woodstock affects the actual utilities, especially the gas, if your house is heated with a natural gas furnace. So for us here in Woodstock, in the summer, we're looking at roughly $66 in gas, and during the winter it can be as high as $118. Water doesn't fluctuate as much with the changing of seasons, other than maybe in the summer we like to water our garden and wash vehicles, so we might be using a bit more. So for us, water in the summer has been about $65, and in the winter about $45 to $50. Hydro fluctuates a little bit for us, but it's usually between $50 and $80. As far as general averages go, I always like to use $80 as an average for electricity, about $100 to $150 for heating, because it's definitely going to vary depending on the type of heat source that you're using. And then lastly, about $60 for water. Now these estimates are based on my previous experience using gas furnaces, municipal water and sewer, as well as Hydro One for the electricity. So electricity in Woodstock is supplied by Hydro One, and natural gas is supplied by Enbridge. Your water bill will be managed by the city of Woodstock, although they have contracted Earth Solutions, that's ERTH Solutions, to oversee and set up your billing. You'll have to reach out to each of these providers individually to get your account set up, and typically they each charge around $30 for that setup. So let's talk about waste management. In Woodstock, this includes garbage, recycling, and yard waste, as well as other household and hazardous wastes. Garbage collection costs $2 per bag, and that occurs every week, and recycling is every 2 weeks. The city has a transfer station called the Enviro Depot, and this is a great place for yard waste. It's free for residents of Woodstock, so basically it's included in your property taxes. But you can bring your yard waste there basically anytime, and then the Enviro Depot itself for household and hazardous materials is open at specific times throughout the week and on the weekend. You'll have to check out the city's website to confirm the dates and times that this place is available. So additional services available here in Woodstock are things like high-speed internet, phone lines, home phone lines, if you still do that. Another additional service that you might be interested in would be TV. Of course, you can get satellite as well as cable. And again, these costs will depend on the packages that you purchase from the providers. For internet, most of the city has cable, but a good portion of it has been upgraded to fiber. I know in our neighborhood, Bell came through with fiber lines and offered a really good starting package. Obviously, costs for internet will vary depending on the package that you get with your provider. So here's a few pro tips to help you reduce those costs and just a couple general things to keep in mind when you're looking at utilities. Number one, if you're renting a place, always check the rental agreement to see which utilities are going to be covered by the landlord and which ones the tenants are responsible for. Tip number two, consider energy efficient appliances to help you save on costs. My next pro tip is to make sure that you understand fully what the dynamic costs of electricity is here in basically Ontario. I'll link in the description Hydro One's website where it explains the different tiers or different options that are available to you when you're buying your electricity through Hydro One. There's also a calculator on Hydro One's website to check which one would end up being the best for you. So I highly recommend you check that out. And the last tip for you, water heater rentals are pretty common in this area and they can be quite costly. So if you're purchasing a home, make sure you understand the cost of a water heater rental if it's currently a rental, and double check what the cost would be to actually get rid of that rental and buy your own water heater. The other thing to think about when you're looking at water heaters is they're available in gas and electric, so you'll want to be aware of which version you have and how it'll impact your bills. So that's a wrap on our video about managing your utilities here in Woodstock. I hope it helps you manage your monthly bills more effectively and gives you a clearer picture of what to expect. And remember, if you have any questions or you're wondering how these costs will fit into your overall home buying process, make sure to book a meeting with me at the link in the description. I'm here to help you every step of the way. And don't forget to subscribe to learn everything there is to know about living in Woodstock.